Hello, hello everyone. I'm going to give you guys a basic rundown on how to play this game and a quick summarization. And we're going to go through every different category, except for leadership. Leadership, we're not going to go through. I already have a video on that. That's pretty extensive, and I'm not going to redo it. Alright, but let's jump into it. Okay, so you watched the first video, and you already registered and made an account. Alright, let's look at your account. Okay, you're going to look at your account and you're going to say, wow, look at that handsome devil there. Alright, you're going to look at your account and you're going to say, okay, what are my positions? You're going to look at your state. You're going to say, oh, my state is center right, center right. Oh, I should change my positions to the state. So then you're going to go here and then you're going to change your positions to whatever the positions are in the state. You're going to do this and it's going to save. And you're gonna get this message. This message is indicating to you that you took a hit in your you're gonna catch a penalty based on how far you move. And you're gonna catch a penalty because you moved your positions. And that's gonna go down over time. So ideally you want to do this in the downtime between your elections and the downtime between elections. That's it. Okay, next you're going to go to your state and you're going to say, hey, is there a state position open in my party? Because that will also give me an additional source of income. You can say, hey, usually there's 3 people in a state, maybe 4. You can say, hey, I want to throw my hat in the ring. You run for treasurer. All right? And you look at the people. This guy, you can see all your salaries here. State party treasurer. It's not that much. How much does chair get? Let's see how much chair gets. Chair gets considerably more. Alright, so based on your positions, it also raises your MP. Your MP gain. So this will appear here, your political occupations. And so political occupations is based off of your positions. So it's actually a handy dandy guide here. Let's see. I don't think we have it actually in here, but I'm gonna add it here. Oh no, I just saw it. Where'd it go? There we go. PC generation. All right. So oh wait, do we need to add circuit court judge? Looks like we do. But each position will add MP. Oh no, this is PC generation. I'm looking for MP. Yeah, I have to add MP. I guess we didn't add that. But this is what national prestige means. It's a stat that increases the longer you play and separates the active from inactive players. It goes up by having over 50% state reps. So every party should have their members have over 50% state reps so they can gain passive NP. And it goes down if you have less than 50%. And it also goes up based on the political positions you hold. And so during presidential elections, it helps a lot. And in general elections, it helps a very small fraction, but it does help. And in elections, that's, a few points off, or half a percentage point, or under a percentage point. That can make all the difference. Well, ignore that. All right. What else? So those are the different stats. And so this guy's a judge. And what else is he? He's just a judge. His political occupation is a judge, but if you got elected to senator, it would also stack. If he was the state chair, it would also stack. So there's a lot of different things. But let's go back to me. I don't care about this other guy. Alright? So, you know the positions of your state, you're aware of them, and you're cognizant of them. Alright. I'll just roll through this. If you're on the circuit court or Supreme Court, if you do not vote on bills, you will get a percentage chance increase, which goes by every presidential election. And every presidential election, if you have a percentage chance of dying. It says it on the thing. So if you look here, this guy, I don't mean to single him out, but this guy has 8% SCOTUS death chance. And it looks like everyone else has around 4 or 5. Let's see. Or maybe I'm on the high end. This guy is 4. This guy is 4. This guy is 7. What? Alright. So it looks like it's balanced out. This guy's 4. This guy's 7? Oh, wow. Alright. So, yeah, no, that guy's actually not. He's actually one of 3 that. Well, he's actually the highest, but. I thought it would just be him, so I guess it's not that terrible. But yeah, so that's how it is for circuit courts. It'll go that way too. Um, but right now, circuit courts are sort of just a quasi cabinet for nominations, which incentivizes people to try to go for the House. There's a lot of gameplay here that's not being used because we're still on the brass tacks of things. But at some point, we'll get to that higher level of gameplay. All right, so that's SCOTUS and circuit courts. And also the circuit courts, or the Supreme Court, and the circuit courts, each have their own jurisdictions. Supreme Court can be anywhere, so you can use them sort of as political chess pieces and move them around. But every time you move, it increases your death chance by 1%. So you don't want to move too much. You want to just pick a state and hold it there. So I'm sure all these people are in strategically placed positions. The circuit court here, so each one of these circuit courts, they have to be in the region that they're in. If they leave the region, they will lose their position, objectively speaking. So this guy's in New Hampshire. That's within the district. New Hampshire, and Maine. And if you look here on the map, that reflects that accurately. Let's go zoom in a little bit bigger. Yeah, okay. And so that goes for all these people. And these positions can stack for now, obviously. And the reason why it's more Republican is because the Democrats won the presidency for the first term, so it's a balancing act. So it gets, why are there Republicans in the cabinet? There's all these dumpsters here, dude. All these people like inactive. All these people are dumpsters. They don't play the game. It's such a fumble. The president just screwed over the Dems, but it's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but it is what it is. What else? Okay. So we do that. Okay. So, okay, I explained that. Cabinet, the president can appoint the bottom cabinet officials, these two tiers, at will. The top has to be Senate confirmed. And so far this iteration, nobody's been Senate confirmed yet. So, good to know. All right. What else? So you want to win your election. What do you need to do? Your first thing you need to do is raise your campaign strength, which is this button here. You want to max it out, because this one cannot be lowered. It can only be lowered over time. So you want to invest in this, because this will not go down unless time. Your state reputation, like I said earlier, you want to have it above 50%, but it can go down over time via attack ads. Where is that at? So if I were to want it, let's say this person's in a close election. I know they have 0 stats. They're not playing the game right either. But let's say they have such low. This is not a good example. Who is high? I imagine this guy would have high SR. Yeah, he is decently high. So 37% backfire chance, and these two numbers will go up and down depending on how high this number is. So sometimes it's more advantageous for you to AA your opponent. Sometimes it's more advantageous for other people to campaign surrogate for you, which will raise your SR, right? Realistically, let's say you have a peak race. Let's find a peak race. I could just go to my home state of Florida, actually. I hate it when it does that. Let's go to this state of Florida, right? Oh, this guy got AA'd. But let's say you want to do this guy. I'm going to hit him. Boom. Hit him once. Run a successful attack ad. You want to do this in elections? You want to be in state? You don't want to go to... Okay, so you're in Florida, right? You're a Florida man? If you go to, what? Alaska, they don't fucking know you, so it's going to matter less. And they don't know you outside your region either. We could add a thing where your region, based on your region, your attack ads do slightly more, slightly less. Or no, it has a higher percentage chance or higher greatness of effect. Because right now, it's just in-state ads rather than out-of-state ads. So if you're a Florida man AAing Georgia, it's going to cost more and do less than if you were just a Florida man doing AAs in Florida. All right? So that's how that works. Elections, so you want to have your CS max at 100, and you want to have your SR max before the primary ends. So you can get ready. So you can stack the PC. You want to have like 200 PC before the race starts. So then you could stack it, money on your mind, and then and then your SR will go. Okay, part 2. This is the second video. I'm gonna split these up and see what the watch through rate is, and then see what the how many people continue through the series. All right, because I haven't really gone through anything. National prestige, I already explained a little bit about that based on your elected office and the appointed offices and your state party holdings. That's how that number goes up and down. You also need to have this above 50. All right. National reputation, this stat only matters for presidential elections. Okay. So in the primary, you could see all these different people. And you notice the people at the bottom had lower SR. Every single one of these losers, some of these people were NP fiends. So in the presidential primary, you can run so you can get delegates, but then you can drop out before it ends, so you don't actually win. So you can get a good amount of delegates, which will raise your MP. So, but theoretically, by doing this, all these people will weaken the candidate for the general election because they're eating their MP. So, depending on how leadership wants to do that, is what it is. All right. So that's done. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right, that's done. You sure? Are you sure? Oh, okay, you're sure. All right, cool. All right. What else? So you need these two. These two really matter for elections. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just go to this info here. Where's elections at? It's right here. Okay. So the first 92 polls are 0.5% of the final vote. So the election starts when the election starts. When the primary is over and the full election goes on, the votes are starting to count. You can think of these as early votes. You can think of these as mail-in ballots. We didn't really have that. Now it's sort of mainstream. So if you're a little bit older, this is a new concept to you in American elections. If you're a younger voter, this is just how it's always been. But we reflect the current system, and this is indicative of the mail-in votes and the early vote. Okay, these last 3 polls, it's usually 8:30, 8:45, and 9 o'clock. These are 7.5% of vote, counting at 2.5% of the vote each poll. Now, these matter a lot, so there's a lot of last-minute shenanigans that go on. But you have to remember, this is also 92.5% of the vote. So you need 92%. You got to make sure you're getting the early vote. So you cannot fumble this and just be like, oh, I'm gonna just make it up in the end, because you have to split the 2.5% of the vote each poll, and it's not like you're gonna get 100% of the vote. So if you think you're gonna get 7.5% of the vote 100%, that's not gonna happen. Very unrealistic to attain those expectations. Now it could happen in a very, 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 very special case. All right. So what matters in elections? Your CS, your SR. God, I gotta take that shit off. Hate that extension. Your national prestige, your PSO. So your PSO. Let's look at this. Your PSO is this. Okay, your party strength. Okay, and it matters less and less if the parties enact, and I don't know, we might have to change this because it's kind of broken. If a party enacts ranked choice voting, PSO matters less, but I don't know if we should have that, because that's kind of a. I'm starting to think, I don't know, watching the gameplay happen, like people aren't just investing in PSO, and so PSO is supposed to be a core mechanic. But it might be changed. So, but as it currently stands, PSO has a tremendous effect on presidential elections and local elections. But if you have ranked choice voting, it matters significantly less, but it still matters. But PSO is a large investment, so it does matter in presidential elections. And right now, that's the main use, because a lot of these people are doing meta no ranked choice, and I think that's degrading the gameplay a little bit, because people aren't investing, like they're just not investing in PSO, which isn't good. But ideally, so in a ideally, right, what happens is both parties have maxed out PSO, so they have to allocate resources. So this is like a resource allocation game from leadership, where they have to allocate resources so they can pick and choose which states they want to win. So it looks like they did this meta in every state. I don't know. I gotta double check. But yeah, so that's how PSO works. You want PSO to go up, or else you have another modifier on your elections. All right, that's PSO, state party strength, whatever you want to call it. National party strength, that is this on this menu over here. Right here, and this is the amalgamation and every single state's PSO. So you're also incentivized to have high PSO in every state, or as many states as you can possibly, because it will add to your party strength, which also impacts elections. But it is a significant financial investment. So state election laws, we sort of covered that already. All right, the reason why we changed our positions earlier was because we need to match our positions to the state. We need to say, what's the center right position? I'm okay with abortion as long as it's not my kid. All right, let's say that's center right, or libertarian. All right, you got to take that position if you're far left and you want abortions for all kids, or if you're far right and you want no abortions, right? You got to take the position of the state so you can win in the election, and then you can vote however way you want. That's how real politics works. That's how mafia works. So that's basically what this is. All right, and so you also have a penalty. So let's say we're in the state of Florida. Florida is, what is this, 2? I think this is 2. Florida is +2 on the x-axis and y-axis for the positions. Now, you go up here and you can see the positions. Somewhat left, somewhat left. So they are like -6 points away on the positions menu. So they cannot contest in Florida because the positions are off. However, Republicans get a benefit in elections in that state because they are 1 deviation away from their national party. Does that make sense? Of course it does. You're a smart person. All right, so that's done. Next, legislative vote effects. That is basically your controversy. Now, I'm going to pick on someone here. I'm going to pick on the first person that comes to mind, who's a dog shit senator in this game. You go to Mississippi, they're free, bro. You could just pick any one of these 2 senators, and they're trash. I'm gonna do both of them just to stun on these hoes. I'm gonna do the rep too. Fuck it, bro. So the rep actually has a really good voting record. They have 1.1 controversy. That's decent. That's very that's very good. And they're the highest House Minority Leader, so it makes sense. All right. However, these senators, all right, these senators have almost damn near max controversy. This guy is max controversy. He's trash. Why is he playing the game? He's trash. No, I'm just kidding. But nah, that is that mechanic. So that will hurt him in elections. And also when you vote against your state's position. So let's say I am a like in the analogy I used before, I want to murder all kids. All kids need to be aborted. That's the far left position. All right? And I vote for a bill that does that such thing, and it's like far left or whatever, or extreme left, whatever the position is. All right? That is going to have a vote effect on me because the vote I took, and it's going to have a vote effect on me, and going to raise my controversy. It's going to be this static number. That's the representative. This should be clarified, but like basically we want to make it dumb person proof. I could say a word, but I won't. All right, so PAC fundraising. So I'm gonna nitpick the race that's happening in Florida, and let's see what's going on. So let's look under the hood here. So this guy, gentleman, he's the Secretary of Energy. So the Democrat president put him as Secretary of the Energy. That's so good. That's so smart. That's so smart. That's such a good president. All right. Oh, what was I talking about? Are you looking at him for what? We're looking at his PACs. Okay. So he has 34K an hour in PACs. Okay. Here, this guy. He has 65K. Oh my God, this is really bad. So this guy has double the PACs Okay, so here's how this is the how the system works. All right. Since you have more packs, you have more access to money. Okay, you're able to make more money. However, packs will hurt you in elections. Maybe wait, is that times two? It's times 1.5. But since he has his packs so much higher than his opponent, he's taking a penalty in this race. So you want to say, why is this guy winning? Hey, every little bit counts. He has almost double the packs of his opponent, and that's gonna affect him. But he also has access to more capital in theory. He might have spent it all, um, but he does have access to more money, just outrightly. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so that's that. What else? What's the next one? What's the next one? Incumbency. If you're an incumbent, so yeah, this guy's also an incumbent, and he's also the Secretary of Energy, but he's the incumbent senator for this race. Okay, you can see it here. He's the S2 or S3, whatever. I call it S2 if it's in this slot. This is S1. All right, makes sense. Makes sense. All right, cool. All right. So incumbency, that matters, and penalties for changing positions or moving states. That's the penalty that I showed you in the beginning, in the first video. That's this. Okay, so if he moves positions or moves states, that also comes into play. All right. So that's how elections work. Okay, you can get funding from your national party. You can get funding from your caucuses. So caucuses are basically mini parties. Okay, so let's just look at the Democrats. Okay, national party. You can ask these three gentlemen for money, however way they have it set up, or you could join a gang. Okay, and these gangs, let's do the socialists, right? Socialists, they have a 20% tax rate, and the tax rate for the party is 10%. Caucuses can tax 20%. So you can go like full on collectivist, but if it's ran properly and managed right, it can be very equitable and work out for everyone. Because it centralizes money, they just have to manage it correctly. But since it's the condition, there will be, they will prioritize their friends or their people over you if you're not in the know. So that's the issue with collectivization. So you have caucuses like the no tax caucus. Because there is an incentive to joining a caucus. Where's the no tax caucus? So these people have a 0% tax rate. They're here to gain the +2 PC that they get. Does it not show explicitly? It should show it, but he gets +2. If you're not in a caucus, you do not get +2 packs, or no, PC. But PC, but 2 is negligible. There's an advantage to doing it, but if you don't want to be worried about getting rug pulled, or because here's the thing, if you leave a caucus, there's a penalty. There's a penalty. Let me see if there are any caucuses in my party, because it should tell me. So I want to join this guy. Say, hey, I'm gonna join. There's also an entry fee. So here's the warning. All right, if I leave if I leave a caucus I'm already in, I take a 10% national reputation hit, which for most people that doesn't matter. Those are only national candidates, and 5% of your packs. So I will lose 5% of my number of packs if I leave. So that's the only issue with caucuses. Because let's say you join a caucus, and it turns out they do max dues at 20%. So if you leave, you take a penalty. It's sort of like getting held hostage. So that's why some people don't do it. Okay? Here's another explanation for the packs. You read that? Wow, you're such a good, fast reader. I'm so proud of you. Wow. You're so cute. Wow. So yeah, you make considerably more money, but it hurts you in elections. What else? Okay. Yep, this is true. This is true. So yeah, if you switch parties, it's very bad. So this entire page looks done. Political capital. Yeah, these are the different numbers. So you really, okay, you want to get elected to your state party, then you want to get elected to a state position, then you want, if you can try to get nominated for a state, for a nation, a nationwide Senate, governor, or House leadership position within your party if you're in the minority or majority. If you're in the third party, that's not either of those, you're cooked. And don't worry about it. Or you can try to get on the court. A good way of getting on the court is bribing a president. That's how I got into the court. I donated a considerable amount of money to the Tim Ryan campaign, and he fulfilled his obligation and put me on the court. W. But also, that the courts are kind of cooked because you have to get nominated by the president and then confirmed by the Senate. See, look, this guy nominated a Democrat. He nominated. That's so funny. I just noticed this. You guys want to see something funny? I just noticed this. Trump Quest was doing a bunch of corruption stuff to not get impeached, and he nominated Alexia Ashford. Alexia Ashford voted to impeach him. He switched his vote at the last second. And since the nomination is already presented to the Senate floor, he can't recant that. So he's just getting cooked. Where's the Republican Alexia? That's so funny. They all flipped. These are 4 people. They all flipped. They were no's, and then they flipped. I think there needed to be 41 or 42 votes for it to pass, and they flipped last second, which is crazy. I did not know this is happening. Alright. So we got that done. You guys happy? It's only been 16 minutes in the second video, so it's been a total of 26 minutes, and we're already through so much of the game. Alright, primaries. Alright, I'm going to show you a couple examples, because I've seen these elections happen. So I think we have Connecticut, and then we have Maryland. Oh, and then we also have Colorado. Alright, so we're going to see these primaries. Okay. This is... Ooh. Colorado didn't get primaried? Oh, okay. Yeah, Colorado did not get primaried. Okay, cool. So let's see. Let's go back to this page. Primaries and elections. Primaries pit members of the same party against each other to determine who will represent the party in the general election. For the most part, they function the same way as elections, with a few key differences. Okay? Positions do not matter. No, positions to the state do not matter. Positions to the party matter. So party loyalty above state loyalty. Alright? And then endorsements. So you look at this race here. Endorsements galore. Everyone endorsed. A lot of people endorsed Jep. Okay? James Pennington. Okay? So here it is. In-state endorsements versus out-of-state endorsements. Out-of-state endorsements are much weaker compared to those coming from in-state. So ideally, you're all friends with the people in your state, and you guys all have some cohesion and some kosherness. So yeah, you want to be elected in office, or you want to have endorsements from people who are elected already, representatives, senators, and governors. State party leadership could also matter as well, but it doesn't need to be a mechanic that is added, but it's fine. Yeah, the president can be goated and have complete sway. We haven't seen that be used, but it could easily happen. Alright. So let's look at this race, alright? So we already know incumbents are favored to win. And Jep is an incumbent. Let's see another race. B-Boy, we're going to look at Richard Blumenthal. Alright, so we know he's an incumbent. Or we don't know, but I will show you, because I'm a good boy. So Jep is the incumbent senator for Maryland. And then Richard Blumenthal is the incumbent senator for Connecticut. It says it right there. Let's look at his stats. Okay, he has almost max stats. That's good. He has max controversy. Very bad. Let's see his packs. His packs are really low. Damn, this guy is not playing the game. You should not have these low of packs and grassroots. You should at least be in the 20. Let's see a normal player, because I'm definitely not normal. So let's not use me as a baseline. Let's see. I think let's use Joe Wong. Damon, because I know he's semi-active. Alright. And let's use Kangas too. Let's see these people. Because Kangas just made the game. Yeah, so Kangas just registered for an account. Let's see these other people. Yeah, they have much higher. All right. And so this guy, he's actually, yeah, okay, but if you, okay, so we have 3 different examples here. We have an incumbent senator. Where's this guy at? Okay, Richard Blumenthal. He has played the game since August 4th, at least, maybe before. So that's about 12 days. Okay, he has this level of packs and grassroots. Okay, this guy, Damon, he's probably inactive. No, so he's played this game for a long time. Okay, since July 26th, July 27th. All right, August. Okay, so let's see. Okay, as far back as July 27th. All right, cool. He has this level packs. Okay, he is better than Blumenthal. All right. However, the time is also not good because he should have more. Okay, but Kangas is a good idea because he just made an account for the game. Okay, I recruited him. He's one of the power players that loves the economy. I told him about the economy. He's a corp going. All right, cool. He has more than Damon, and Damon's been playing since July 27th. And he has more than Blumenthal, who has been playing since August 4th. And he started playing about 4 days ago. And he already has more. And he's not even playing for the politics aspect of this. He's only playing for the economy, and he's still raising his stats. This is insane. So Dems have some work to do. Okay, but that was sort of extemporaneous. All right, so we're gonna go back to reality, and we're back to reality. Ooh. All right. All right. So we have this. Okay, so we have. Okay, so this guy got appointed to lieutenant governor. He got appointed by the governor for some reason. He probably asked, and the guy said okay, because he's a Democrat. All right, easy. He has almost max stats, but more stats than Richard Blumenthal and 0 controversy. He also, look at him. When did this guy register to play? How can I check his history? I could check his history in the back end. Oh wait, 24 days old. Oh, this is so based. All right. It looks like these guys made their account is 24 days old. Yes. So this guy made an account. He just didn't play for a long while until now, because he's not been elected to office. He got appointed 2 days ago, so he's been playing at least since 2 days ago. All right. Okay. He already has more stats, so he's already an infinitely better player, because now he's contributing more taxes to the party, and he's contributing more caucus dues and state party. So he's contributing more than this guy is. Look at this. 2,000. He's contributing double. He is 2 Richard Blumenthals in the eyes of the party. That's insane. Alright, that's an issue. Okay. Okay. Jesus Christ. Alright. I did not realize this was such a bad problem. Alright, but anyways, look at his stats. Okay, we saw his stats. Yeah, you're smart. You're there. You're with me. Don't get lost in my eyes. Alright, he has max controversy. That means he's not voting on bills as we established earlier. That's not good. Cooked. Cooked, I say. Cooked. Alright, next. Alright, so that's this primary. That's why he lost. And he did. Okay, so this guy got some few last minute endorsements. Jep also endorsed him. Damn, Jep has the kiss of death. But this guy got a fuck ton of endorsements. Look at that. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then this guy had a bunch of intro endorsements. But he has the people that matter. It looks like these people are all people in his state. And he also has the vice chair. So this is the vice. Oh no, so this is not that guy. I think Steely Dan's the other senator. This is the vice chair, who's a governor. This is in-state senator. Okay. Senator, because he has almost max controversy. Good to know. And he had the governor. He had all the in-state endorsements you could get, realistically. And he still lost. Because of his controversy, probably. Oh. Did I mean to close that one out? Control, Shift, Alt. Nope, that was Control, Shift, R. Alright, let's see this one. This is Maryland. Alright. This guy, almost max stats. No controversy. Pretty dog shit grassroots. Let's see this guy. Very good donor base. This is a very good player. He's been raising his packs and grassroots. He's contributing more. He's contributing double of what Bebop was doing, and Bebop was doing double of what Richard Blumenthal was doing. So this guy is contributing a lot in taxes, and he's also contributing a lot to his caucus. But he's probably a caucus leader, if I had to guess. No, he's not. He's contributing. So he's contributing a lot to the party. Okay. This guy, max stat, or near max stats. This is basically even. He also has MP. This is a lot of MP. This guy has no MP. Alright, but max controversy. And he lost by... He had all the endorsements. Looks like that guy just won based off of winning the primary. He had all the endorsements. I don't think any of these people are in-state, if I had to guess. I think one of them are. Hold up, we're gonna see. I think Madeline is. Madeline's the House person? No, Madeline's gonna be the next House person. Alright. Alright, so we have that. And we also have... Yeah, so basically his controversy killed him. Can we see the polls? Oh, we can see the polls. Yeah, so he was just losing 5% margin, looks like. 4% on this one. Let's see what it was in the beginning. Yeah, so this guy probably didn't have his stats maxed out, so he lost a fuck ton of the early vote. If I had to guess. Yeah, so that also did him in. He couldn't make it up either, probably. Alright. So, I think I was going down this list. So that was primary. So this tab is done. Alright, I just walked you through it. Governors can move the positions of states, which is why they're so important. Okay. We go here. So all these states are moving right wing. Okay. All these states. This is not good. This is terrible. Alright? But all these states are moving either left wing or center. It is not a fair trade. There's a lot of L's happening. And if a state is empty like this, it goes based off of whoever was the last governor. So if the governor was right wing and he resigned or decided to run for House, and no Democrat was there to challenge him, and there was no incentive for them to be challenged, then he just straight up just left the state, and he's able to do a new position, and the state is still moving rightward for the party. So these are all probably moving right wing, and this one is moving left wing. And in terms of the vacancies. Alright, so that's governors. Governors are done. Oh! Push for partisan laws. Okay, that will help people in elections. So this will help in Senate elections and House elections, but mostly House elections, but also Senate. And then fair election laws allow a governor to not worry about his own race. Or allows him to worry about his own race and everyone else has to fend for themselves. This is sort of playing for your team, but risking yourself, which if you risk for yourself, then they can do this exact same thing, so you want to be very strategic about it. And this is having an even playing field. Alright, so governors are done. I'm going to touch on this fundraising bit. No, I already did enough. I already did this too. Yeah, I did all of this. Alright, so what else? So... beyond the guide that we already have in place, what else should I talk about? So, let's do Senate and House. Senate and House, a bunch of people need to be voting. That's an L. And my food has gotten cold, I just realized. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Alright, cool. Alright. I'm getting spammed right now, but it's okay. Alright, so House positions, you need to reach quorum. There's a little button here. I'm going to explain how bills work real quick. I'm going to explain how bills work. Alright, so bill has to pass the Senate, and if the bill is, and it has to pass the House. Okay? So, this is a Senate bill. Okay. If a bill is filibustered, let's go back. Let's see if that bill is filibustered. So this one, abortion policy minors. Alright. So the speaker can actually table this bill. So if this guy wanted to go ultimate power, the speaker can do some pretty crazy shit. I wish I had the interface so I could show you. But he can table bills. He can basically veto bills. Because he just won't bring them up to a vote. That's how it works IRL. The speaker can just choose not to let a bill out of committee or not to schedule the bill for a vote. Therefore, the bill is killed. GG. So the speaker can do that. And that's that. That's basically the House. And the Senate positions, you need to I forget what the quorum is, but it says it on the nomination page. What is this? I don't care about this. I don't care about this. All right, Senate. All right. You vote. Oh wait, this is that. All right. Cloture. Cloture means has this bill been filibustered? Okay. This bill been filibustered, you need to get like 60% or 66%. I think it's 60%. You need to get 2/3 majority. Or no, I think you just need to claim 60%, I'm pretty sure. So this has to get 60% for it to pass. And it costs a lot to filibuster if you're a senator. It costs like 200 PC. Or if you're the Senate Majority Leader, you can it's much cheaper for you. So they can filibuster every Dem bill for free. Except for cabinet positions. Cabinet positions get a fair vote, but every other bill can get trolled by the Senate Majority Leader. And the Senate Majority Leader can also add and reduce time. I forget what the Senate Minority Leader can do. Yeah, it's been a while. Alright, so that's done. NGA, they do absolutely jack shit. These two positions are basically vanity positions, and these votes do absolutely nothing. If you have any ideas on what these resolutions should do in the game, let me know. Because right now they do jack shit. These are just like, it's like a fake House representatives that they do jack shit. I don't really know how to implement anything to this though. But yeah, that's that. You can see all the archives here. I already explained circuit courts. I already explained cabinet. I already explained Supreme Court. For cabinet, I'm having ideas for rulemaking. If you know what rulemaking is, if you go on regulations.gov, you can see the different rules that. You have to be a political nerd to know about this shit. This is a little obscure, but basically, Congress passes a law and then directs each cabinet official or each department and assigns them the duty of enforcing that law, and the cabinet officials can then make a doctrine and a rule based on how to deal and enact the will of Congress. And so that's political rulemaking. Republicans do it one way, or Democrats do it another. So let's say, so they can implement the rules different ways and affect it for different stuff because Congress gives them a broad justification. Or they give them a broad they give them a broad scope of authority and power. So that's that. So I want to do shit for this, but I don't have any ideas at the moment. Actually, no, I have a list of ideas, but there could be more. So I went through. Okay, so primary elections. Let's do this. Okay, so each state there's a calendar, and there's also so each state chair can determine the rules for their state. So let's look at Pennsylvania. They are winner take all. So the person at the top of the vote gets all of their stuff. Let's do Ohio for the Democrats. Is this winner take all? It probably is. Yeah, Democrats is winner take all. So let me go back to that page. So everyone else gets disenfranchised. This guy got 20%, almost won. He gets 0 delegates. GG. Electoral college moment. But let's see. Let's look at Utah. Utah, no, proportional. So it gets split up amongst everyone. So you want to target the states that, if you want to win a primary, you want to target the states that have winner take all, and you could also spend money. In terms of ads, I should probably go to Iowa. Iowa probably has a fuck ton of ads. Yeah, so people did rallies and ads. It looks like just Sid. And so there is also momentum. So each state you win, so the first 4 states, including Nevada, they give you momentum. And so if you remember in 2020 presidential primary with Biden lost Iowa. I think he lost Iowa. I think Pete Buttigieg won Iowa. And then I don't know who won New Hampshire. But he won South Carolina because Jim Clyburn endorsed him. And that won over South Carolina. So South Carolina, momentum, and then now he's the president. And he got cucked by Kamala. But he became president, so that's a W. And MP matters. Each MP, yeah. So you want to, if you have any aspirations to being a presidential candidate, you want to have high MP, and you want to prioritize that. You also spend money. People spend money. If honestly, oh man, we can't see that. But yeah, that's it. Winner take all. And you get a home state bonus. You also get a you should have a VP. It also gives you a little bit of a bonus as well. Um, and then that's how presidential primaries work. And then if you want to see the current laws, oh, I could give you a corp rundown real quick. This is the current laws, custom logs that have been advanced and then passed. I'm going to give you a corp rundown, okay? So you have your corporation, you go to the corporation page. I already have a video on this, but I'm going to go through this real quick. You make your corporation, the corporation page, all right? You have your corporation, all right. What sector type are you? You're manufacturing? Okay. We are going to find manufacturing sectors. Now, there are a list of, so each state has different commodities, and their state is primarily dominated by their industry. Okay, so if you go to the Midwest, a lot of these states, these three in particular, are all manufacturing. So you want to go for this because it gives you additional margin of profit on your sectors. Okay, so your margin, so your headquarters, so my headquarters is Texas, so I get a bit of margin there. And Texas is neighboring Louisiana, so that gives me a little bit of margin there. Mississippi, and you notice how these all have the similar margins. Mississippi, Kentucky, and Indiana, and North Carolina, and South Carolina, and Missouri. These are all manufacturing sector type states. Space specialties. All right. So these are all, and then governors can also do a subsidy to increase your margin of percentage. Which I didn't even realize this. So yeah, so each state has their own subsidy that the governor can do in their governor settings menu. So you want to bribe the governors to, or you want to bribe or get elected governors that will help you out. Which I didn't even realize, to be honest. I just figured this shit. I just realized it now. It's pretty funny. And yeah, so there's there's the amount. Right now, the state is eaten up by other companies. So these are the competitors in the state, and they own different chunks of the market. And you can either grow it or shrink it. So this is what it costs. You get these amount of actions a day, and so you can do, theoretically, if you wanted to spend all your actions in 2 hours back to back, it refreshes at the 30-minute mark of each hour. So you could spend all your points, but like you spend a point here, it's really trash. If you spend a point in California, you get a lot more money, bang for your buck. California is the biggest market, so it's desirable. However, since California is left-wing economically, it causes profits to go lower. So the more this economic stance goes more further right-wing, the better the margins are for the corporations in the state or operating in the state. All right, makes sense? Makes sense. Yeah, so yeah, and that's how you do it. You want to go after states, your state specialties. After that, when they're all gone, you want to go after high density states if you have the income to go after it. After that, large economy states. And then once you reach a certain point, you want to put your growth on max. And so you can increase the amount of money you're making in your market share. So okay, so for example, Texas, I have 97.7% of the market share in Texas. I cannot take any more. So the only way to keep these margins and to grow these profit numbers is to grow the sector. And since we can't target specific sectors for growth, we can only it's sort of flat. And so this is my margin, my profit cost is this. So I'm losing this amount of percentage. Or no, after my growth, I'm spending 4% on growth. And this one's, I think that's how that works. But yeah, you're spending your profit margin on growth. A long-term gain. I don't think yeah. Yeah. That's corporations. We did primaries. We did elections. We went through the state economy. No state legislature yet. We need more people. We went through the state party. We went through the state details. We went through the overview. Went through the White House a little bit. Went through this. Went through this. Went through this. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Oh, for corps, right? So you make a corp. You want to give your shares away for sale. You want to sell your shares or sell a part of your company to get more capital to be able to increase your the amount of money you can use to grow and to keep passive revenue. So then you don't have to rely on shareholders. You're basically trying to outgrow the competition through capital markets. All right, my charvlings. I could go through the party stuff, but I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Bye-bye. Alright, so you're still watching this video? Listen, I've been kidnapped by Super Sid. I only have 9 seconds left, dude. I've been kidnapped by Super Sid, and he's been gagging me up and chaining me. I'm chained in the basement of the house in Negro Awario.